Namaskar. I am Deepak Singh and you're watching Property Matters. In today's episode, we will discuss on how to save capital gains tax which is arising from the sale of your property. To discuss this, we have with us Mr. Rajat Mohan, a tax expert. As the capital gains tax arising from the sale of a capital asset is quite a big amount, are there any ways through which an individual home buyer can save on this capital gains tax?
A lot of costs that we incur at the time of purchasing a property, which we see that people generally miss. Purchase cost is, of course, you remember there's a huge chunk of an amount which you never miss while calculating your capital gains. However, what about the lawyer's fees which you have paid at the time of purchase of a property? What about the stamp duty which you have purchased? What about other various charges that maybe you have paid to notary also, notarizing something, maybe you have paid to your developer also, maybe you have paid something to your builder also. All these charges are legally allowed to be claimed as part of the cost which you can reduce from your selling price, which will eventually have a big impact on the capital gains so calculated. Next, similar kind of transfer charges, what we say, we also at times pay at the time of selling a property. One is at the time of purchasing a property, another at the time of selling a property. So advocate fees, stamp duty charges, maybe commission, maybe brokerage, you have paid anything. Maybe you have paid some transfer charges to developer also. All these charges, all these prices would be reduced while calculating capital gains. The third thing, as a part of cost, we see people usually spend some money during the period in which the asset is being held on the improvement of an asset. All these improvements are also allowed to be reduced from the consideration which you have received on selling the property. People usually miss this. So I'll advise, must reduce the prices that you have paid on improvement of the property, but it is good to have supporting documents, it is good to have supporting invoices with you. If you have sold any property during the year, whether in real estate or in non-real estate, you have profit in one, loss in another, both can be settled off against each other. Your total tax liability can be reduced. Under income tax law, a lot of exemptions are also available. So first exemption is, if you sell one house property, you purchase another house property. Then to the extent of investment in new property, you will not be charged any capital gains. So example, I have sold one property worth rupees 1 crore and I have capital gains to the tune of 30 lakh rupees just by investing 30 lakh rupees in a new residential house property. So this is the provision with regard to residential house property. If you purchase a new residential house property to the extent of 30 lakhs, your entire capital gains would be exempted. There will be no tax on you. This exemption is claimed under section 54. If you sell any long-term asset other than real estate, meaning you have a plot, you have sold that plot. If you have some jewelry, you have sold that jewelry. If you have certain bonds, you have sold that bonds. By selling those property, you are investing into a new residential property, this being your first residential house, maybe first or second. Then also, if you invest the entire consideration, your total capital gains will be exempted. For example, you have sold gold worth rupees 50 lakh rupees. You have sold your gold worth 50 lakh rupees and the entire 50 lakh rupees you have invested in a new residential house. Then in such case, your entire capital gains would be exempted. This is an exemption under section 54F. You have some spare money. There are certain bonds of NHAI and REC under section 54EC. And the maximum investment that is allowed in these bonds is to the extent of 50 lakh rupees per year. So if you have invested in these bonds in the year in which you have capital gains, then your capital gains would be exempted to the extent of your investment. So if I have a capital gains of 50 lakh rupees, but I have invested 20 lakh rupees, 50 minus 20, 30 lakhs is what on you pay the tax. There is a capital gains account scheme also, which, there is a particular bank account in which you can park your money. So suppose today you have sold a residential house property, you have not decided whether I'll buy or not. You say ki, I may buy in Delhi, I may buy in Gurgaon, I may buy in Kerala, I have not decided. So in that meantime, but you need to file your income tax returns. You need to pay the taxes. So government has given you an option of parking your money in capital gains account scheme, telling the government, look boss, I will buy a house property. I have a period of 2 years or 3 years. Today I don't know what I'll do. So please don't tax me because I cannot take refund from you. You can park the entire money in the capital gain account scheme, and then after 2 years or after 3 years or after 1 year, you can utilize that money in purchasing another property. You will be exempted.
So this is how you can save your capital gains tax and plan your property sale accordingly. Do share your views in the comment section below. This is Deepak Singh signing off with cameraman Manish Sharma. Please like and share this video and do subscribe to MBTV.